it's okay. It's a little cloudy right now, but I promise you, you are still on the path that you need to be on. You are still moving in the direction that you need to be moving into, and everything is going to work out in the end. You don't need to worry. You don't need to question yourself, because this is a part of the process. Hey tribe, welcome back to the vibes. My voice may sound a little off because I feel like I'm coming down with a cold or something like that. I don't know. It's very rare that I get sick. I get sick maybe like once, 2 times at the very most out the year, and anything over that I don't recall. So today we'll be talking about trusting the process, as well as trusting yourself and understanding your purpose, knowing what your purpose is and how to find it. You're gonna hear me often talk about trusting the process. It's like my mantra. It's the thing that brings me back to myself when I'm feeling all out of the sorts, loopy, just feeling very much airheaded, and I just need the clarity, or maybe I just need that reassurance to bring me back. Like, hey, it's okay. It's a little muddy right now. It's a little cloudy right now, but I promise you, you are still on the path that you need to be on. You are still moving in the direction that you need to be moving into, and everything is going to work out in the end. Like, you don't need to worry. You don't need to question yourself, because this is a part of the process. Becoming her, becoming him, for my guys that are out there that are watching this, is a part of the process. All of those little nuances, all of those little habits, those steps that you're taking to become the version of yourself that you want to be, is a strategy, and that is a part of the process. Don't let nobody trick you out of believing that what you're doing isn't beneficial. Nobody can tell you what you need. Nobody can tell you how to live your life but you. And you only get one life, so you have to live it in the way that's most fulfilling to you. You don't want to be in your 70s, your 80s, your 90s, whatever ripe age, having regret, saying you wish you had done this and this, that, and the third. You don't want to live in regret. Do all the things that you really want to do. Honestly, there is no way to find your purpose. Not exactly. In a sense, it finds you. I believe we have many purposes. I have this saying that I say very often, and it's, when God calls, you answer. God gave you all these gifts. You have all of these gifts that you're sitting on, and you don't know what calling is in those gifts that He has given you. It is an act of worship to utilize them to the fullest, okay? When God calls you, answer. Sometimes you just may want to create in one specific kind of way, and then you may get a calling to create another way. Act on it. Listen to it and follow it, because that is your purpose. You can be playing a game. Follow me. You know, when you're playing a game, right, the overall mission is to beat the game. But you go on these sub-missions, engaging with side quest characters and stuff like that, but it still brings you back to accomplishing and beating the overall game. Those side quest missions that you go on, they just help sharpen and refine certain skills that you may need to level up and advance more into the game. So when I talk about finding your purpose, you could be on a path heading to the final destination, but you may have to take several turns off of the main path and, be rerouted. But you'll get back, you'll find a path. But just because you had to get off of the main path for however amount of time, it does not mean that you aren't serving a purpose, because you are. You could be learning a lesson that's actually helping you refine certain skills that you may need for your character development. If you're someone who don't know what your purpose is, or you don't know what you're supposed to be doing, like you don't have anything to look forward to when you wake up, I think you should explore more. Put yourself out there more. Venture into trying new things. Figure out what you don't like, what you do like. And in the process of doing so, you don't know what may arise. You may end up getting a whole new passion. Burp for confirmation. You may end up getting a whole new passion, and within the realm of that passion, you end up inspiring other people. You may end up wanting to do this long term. You may form new connections with new people that, again, those become the side quest characters that push you or encourage you to take a certain path that just may be your calling. You find your calling by exploring, by leaning into the gifts that God has given you. By leaning into the things that make your heart race in a good way, the things that make you excited. But I don't believe that we only have one purpose. I feel like there is a grand purpose, but within that grand purpose are a multitude of different purposes. I don't necessarily call them purposes, I call them callings. When God places something on your heart and you feel the urge, you feel the need to really, really do this, lean into it. And you have to be keen and listen to those subtle signs. Little nudges, intuitive nudges are just simply the reassurance or the encouragement that you need to pursue and continue doing whatever it is that you're doing. Or maybe step away from whatever it is that you're doing. But you will never know what your purpose truly is if you do not put yourself out there, if you don't explore and figure out what it is that you do and don't like for yourself. And don't allow fear to rob you of the experience, okay? And the reason I say that is because sometimes we don't act on certain callings that we receive from God because we're afraid of how people may view it, how people will receive it. The whole time you putting it out there isn't supposed to be for your family and friends. You may not get the accolades or instant gratification that you need right then and there from them. And you don't need it from them. You showing up and showing out and acting on those intuitive nudges and the gifts that God has given you isn't for them. Hell, sometimes it's not even for you, it's for other people. Thus creates like this domino, this butterfly effect. You have to trust yourself more than other people do. And that is a part of the process. How do you guys like my makeup? I've been dabbling in playing in my makeup a little bit more. For those of you who don't know, I actually love playing in makeup. I used to do makeup all the time in high school, but I stepped away from it for a very long time because I realized I adopted beliefs and understandings from people outside of myself, and I allowed it to shape who I was. Like, don't do that, y'all. Don't do that. Do you, okay? I'm gonna emphasize that. Be you, do you, for you, okay? Always. And I love that I'm remembering who I am and I'm coming back to the things that I really, really love, because it's never too late to reparent yourself, okay? What do you mean by that? Oh my God, what do you mean? All the things that you wish you could have done as a child, all the things that you may have been robbed of being able to do in your childhood, you have the opportunity to do them now as an adult. If it was going outside to go play kickball with your friends, go outside and go do that. Hit your friends up, go buy a kickball and go do that. And if it was wearing makeup and wearing bold colors, go do it. Do it. Act on it and do it. Allow yourself to explore and figure out what you like and don't like. Add some things, take some things away, but you will never know unless you try. And that's what it's all about. It's just about giving yourself permission to do so and trusting that whatever you do is in alignment with the things that you want for yourself. You have to trust yourself more than other people do. That mustard seed of action, you don't know what force lies within that. It just takes one little thing to make such a really, really big impact. So don't water yourself down. Don't water your actions down, especially if it's coming from a genuine, a genuine place, a heartfelt space. Show up, show up, show up, show up, and show out. Get your ass up and lock in, okay? It's going to serve the greatest purpose ever. And if you find yourself feeling unsure, just uneasy, pray. Pray about it. Do what works for you. Let me just put it like that. Do what works for you, whether that's meditating, whether that's going for a walk to clear your mind, or just sitting in silence. Do what's necessary for you to ground yourself, for you to be able to really listen to what you feel the urge to do for yourself, because nobody can tell you what's best for you. Nobody can tell you what you need. Nobody can tell you anything when it comes to you better than you can tell you what you need and what's best for you, okay? But trust yourself and trust the process and know that it is all going to work out. If you're ever feeling unsure or you're doubting where you are in your journey and you're not really sure what to do next, or if there's a next step, if you're on the right path, just you're just really questioning where you are in your life right now, prayer will always help. I always tell my loved ones, just do what you can. If it comes to mind and it's something that you can do, it's something that is within your control, leave the rest up to God. Like, it's out of your control. What else can you do? What else can you do? And that's where surrendering comes in at. Oftentimes, surrendering can be such a scary thing. And that's mostly because society has told us that we have to be in control 24/7. And there's no balance in that. So that's not true. It's a scary practice. I still find myself grappling with surrendering at times, even when I do take that saying into acknowledgement, me doing everything that I can. But in the moments where I feel like I'm grappling with it, what I do is I just create. I create in whatever way it feels best for me, whether that's creating a safe space in my area, adding a few homey touches, or maybe it's lighting a candle and soaking my feet, giving myself a foot massage, just something to really pour back into myself to make myself feel safe. What is it that I need right now to give myself a chance to breathe? I'm saying all this to say it's okay to be scared sometimes. It's okay to worry sometimes, but don't allow yourself to sit in that. Don't allow yourself to just mope around, to drag. Don't allow yourself to do that, because it's a very difficult space to get out of, especially when you sit in it for way too long. And if there's a way that it can be avoided, do your best to do that. Do not be afraid to lean into your tribe, your community, your loved ones. Don't be afraid to speak up and ask for help. I know that can be a difficult thing for people from a minority background. I know that can be a difficult thing because we're expected to always have things figured out, always have things put together. It's untrue. You have to start conditioning yourself to believe that you are worthy. You are worthy of good things. You are worthy of being seen. You are worthy of being loved. You are worthy of being valued. You can do bad all by yourself. So get around people that love and uplift you, that support and encourage you, because I promise you that's where that drive to keep going will also come from too. But having a purpose, it feels amazing. Just having something to look forward to the next day. Like, I know exactly what I can do. Like, me personally, when I feel like I don't have a purpose, when I feel like, oh, I don't know what to do right now, I don't know what I should be doing, it makes me feel sad. I feel so down. Like, I feel so down when I think about it, because I feel useless when I don't have anything to do. If you know me personally, I will find something to do. I will put myself in a situation just so that way I have something to do. But that's something I'm coming out of. I don't always have to be busy bee. Resting is something. There is something you can do, and resting is one of them. Resting may look like I'm going to turn my brain off and I'm just going to listen to music. I'm going to do some music meditation. You know what? I feel like drawing. I don't really know how to draw like that, but I'm going to do it anyways. Or be still. Those can be acts of resting too. Really sit with yourself and do the work. Do the work. You know what the work is? And if you don't, the work is the things that you're avoiding within yourself that is actually taken away from your character development. The work is acknowledging the things that you hide, things that you don't want to bring to light. Do the work. Really dig and dive deep. A book that I've been reading for quite a while is Remember Who the Fuck You Are by Candyss. I would not be the person I am today without this book. I lie to you guys not. I would not be the person that I am today without this book. I read a chapter a day and I take my time when I do it, and I make sure I do my homework afterwards. And homework is journaling. I talk about journaling very often, checking in with yourself, diving deep, asking questions. And the beautiful thing about this book is it does have journal prompts in here that does require you to really dig deep and really ask yourself the uncomfortable question, because you call your power back to you when you do things like this. In the process of doing so, it's kind of like decluttering your space, decluttering your mind and your spirit, so that way you can actually bring in the things that you really want and desire for yourself. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that you were able to take what you need and you don't have to take what don't resonate with you. Take what you need and leave what you don't, okay? That concludes today's video, you guys. I thank you all for tuning into the vibes, for sitting and chatting with me. If there's something more that you would love to see from this channel, something you would love for me to talk on and talk about or around, up and down, definitely let me know in the comments. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. I always wanted to say that. I'll be seeing you guys soon. Love you guys. Bye.